It's the Tell Me Something Good podcast.
Because we believe that there is still good in the world.
Hi, I'm Lori Gray.
And I'm Rob Joe. We talk about the good things happening at Christ United Methodist Church here in Greensboro, North Carolina.
And we have a little fun, too.
We're so glad you're here.
Rojo, you ready?
Yeah, let's get this show on the road.
Or podcast.
Yes, let's get this podcast on the road.
Well, hello, Rojo.
Happy day, Lori Gray. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm a little tired.
Yes.
Are you
as
tired?
We all are, yes.
So, for our listeners
Yes.
who don't know, we made it back from Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
We flew over top of the
Friday
hurricane. Yeah. Where we were spending time with Adam Hamilton at the Church of the Resurrection.
Yes.
Now, not to make it, I mean, we weren't actually just us with Adam Hamilton. It was, how many of our closest friends? I don't know, 2,500?
Probably 1,500 or so.
I don't know. Anyway, it was a great week. We learned a whole lot.
We did.
What was your something good from the week from that?
Well, I think that it's very clear to us as the staff and hopefully to our members and guests, but I think that one of my biggest takeaways, I thought we were going to walk into that week and say, oh gosh, there's so much we've got to change or we've got to do to make us better.
Right.
One of my biggest takeaways was that we're really doing quite a few things well, better than well, and, you know, there's always room for improvement.
Always.
But I think that a lot of our missions and ministries are already so wonderful, and honestly, some of the things that they're doing at Resurrection. So I was just encouraged. That was my something good. Is that, you know, there's room for us to do more or to do things with a little bit more intention, maybe. Mm-hmm. But we're already doing a really bang up job.
Yeah, that was I really got the feeling that we are definitely on the right track. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, that was my
Yes.
big takeaway too.
Yes.
Like, we are on the right track. It was an amazing experience. I mean, just to be on that campus.
Sure.
But, you know, Crystal and I, we both were like, Adam Hamilton, I mean, he was great, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to hear him that one night. He led a little worship service, say little, in his little bitty worship space, which
Probably
is
was very small for him. Yes.
yeah, okay. But, but, I mean, Pastor Morris does a great job. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel more connected to his sermons.
Sure.
Nothing against you, Adam Hamilton. We love you. But, I don't know, and we're probably a little biased too. But anyway, it was a great week, and we've got some ideas and things to discuss with our different ministry areas, and it's just going to make us better.
Sorry, and one other thing that I connected with, which I assume you and the others did as well, was we as the staff here at Christ Church, we love our jobs. We would not do these jobs if we did not love them. I'll tell you that. But one of the things that's really hard, I think I can speak for all of us, is that a lot of times we don't feel like we're actually worshiping. We might be in worship or helping lead worship, but we can't just sit and be. And so for us on, I guess it was Wednesday evening. Wednesday evening and Thursday morning, that's what I'm trying to say. Those two worship-oriented services, I didn't have to think about what was going on the screen.
Well, really, the whole week.
Yeah.
Where we spend time during the week, we're always getting ready for Sunday. Always, always, always.
Yes.
And although we were still getting ready for Sunday, this whole past week, we were taken care of.
We were receiving more than we were giving, which is such a refreshing...
It's nice to be on the other end every once in a while.
And for our pastoral team, Katie and Nikki and Morris, it's like they weren't thinking about the next move. And by move, I mean, is the prayer next? Do I need to get up and preach? Do I need to add this into my sermon? Like, they... And us, the laity on staff, were able just to be. And that was a gift. It really was.
It was a great week. And nothing fell apart here. Everything was fine back here at home.
Yes, our team, both abroad and at home base, did a great job this week.
Yes. And, you know, so, of course, while we were out there, back at home, bad things were happening. The hurricane came through. And we, of course, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm still not really able to wrap my head around it. Like, I look at it, so, you know, Abby, my daughter Abby, was in Asheville. She's actually, so we're recording this Sunday right after worship because Robert and I are both going to be gone this week and not able to record during the week as we normally do. So Abby is actually en route to Greensboro now.
That's so good.
I'm so thankful. Now she's bringing her 2 cats with her. We'll see how all this works out. So, but anyway, to not be able to reach her, to be in a whole nother state, so far away from her. But then even once I got back home, I still couldn't get to her because the roads are just, I just couldn't get to her.
Washed away some of them.
Yeah, and so finally, today she's able to get, in all of our neighbors in Western North Carolina, have been in constant prayer and constantly thinking about what can we do. So if you're listening, you can go on to umcmission.org and look for, there's a advance number. I'm going to let Robert read that to you. And you can give to the Hurricane Relief Fund through the United Methodist Church, and that ensures that your money is actually going to relief through the Methodist Church. We have boots on the ground already in West Jefferson, I know. But what's the...
So this is advance number 901670.
Yes.
Sorry, that was very slow, but I want to make sure it was right.
That's right. Yeah, I don't have my glasses on, but that's right. I mean, I looked at it earlier.
And so there's also, for those of you listening, by the time this airs, it will have been on social media for a couple of days, but the church, Christ Church, has posted a QR code and a link that will take you to UMCOR, which is another facet of this United Methodist relief.
Right.
But both of which are wonderful. The one that Lori spoke about is a little bit more direct, but both organizations are getting money and funds and people where they need to be.
Yes, and also by the time this airs, we'll have a link on our homepage too, where you should be able to click the button and it'll take you right to being able to donate, because the relief effort there is going to take months, maybe even years in some cases. We have whole little towns that were washed away. So
sorry to interrupt you. It's so interesting in my mind, which is sometimes a scary place to be, but in my mind, I'm sitting here thinking, not that I am okay with hurricanes hitting the coast, because it's not good. It's not, nothing good comes from it necessarily. But my point is, like, it feels normal for a hurricane to affect the beaches.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, that's so sad. Like, what can we do to help? And we send people and we donate. But when this hurricane took the path that it did and it hit our western part of the state, all these small little communities, it's like, it's equally terrible. And then these people, some of which don't even have flood insurance. I know someone that we know said that their parents don't have flood insurance on their house because
why would
you're not expecting that. So all that to say, we here at Christ Church and across the conference are holding those people very close in prayer. And we're waiting for our orders, because as soon as once things, we're letting the Red Cross and FEMA and those big groups get in there, and then we'll know what's needed. Sure.
I'm sure that we're going to be making flood buckets in the next few weeks.
I've been seeing that on social media, which has been really, I say cool. I mean, despite the circumstances, it's a very nice way for us, here in the part of the state that wasn't really affected, other than a couple of tree limbs here or there maybe. Yeah. But for us that are eager to get involved, this is a great way. So we'll be sharing more about that in the future through the church publications and through social media.
Probably in the next few days we'll get more information about that and be able to assemble flood buckets. We did that one year on the South Carolina mission trip. Yeah. We made flood buckets, and we've done that. Our Next Step Sunday school class that we had years ago made flood buckets. They need it. It's just, I can't even put it into words. I mean, I've seen all the social media images and the videos, and I can't. It's just hard to imagine.
Well,
anyway,
these flood buckets that we're talking about in the future tense remind me of, like, when we know someone that loses someone that they love, like whether that be like in a way that you're reaching out to this person saying, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? And a lot of times they're like, I don't need anything. Like, I already have enough food, because like it's a funeral setting and people are bringing casseroles left and right. But this is like when that person that you're asking, how can I help you, gives you an answer. Because it's like, we all want to help, but how do we help? These flood buckets will be a great way for us.
It's cleaning supplies, it's gloves, it's brushes, it's, you know, all the things that you need to clean mud out of your, I mean, they're going to have mud, and they have mud in their house.
Yeah. So that was a lot of rambling. I do apologize.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, here we are.
Well,
So-
keeping on with the serving trend,
Yeah.
we are super excited that Rise Against Hunger will be back on our campus in October. That is Sunday, October the 20th. There's a setup shift that starts at 2, but then the shifts for packing meals is at 3:30, and then there's a second shift that ends at 8. So there's 2 shifts in there. And what a great way to, you know,
It's a
embrace all
great-
people outside of our state and country lines.
Yeah, it's a great community event. It's a great event for you to get your family together and come do that, or your small group, or your friend group. I would just remember, if you sign up, bring a hat, or you're going to have to wear a hairnet. They're cute too. I'm just saying.
Hairnets are cute, but hats are better.
Hats are more fun. They're much, you can express your personality. So yes, that's going to be coming up, and even before the weekend before that is the Red Cross Blood Drive.
Yeah.
Which is another great way to help our friends and neighbors in Western North Carolina.
Sure.
Because I'm sure that they're going to need blood as well. So that's Sunday, October 13th from 2 to 4 in our gym. And then one of our small groups, our Sunday morning small groups, is sponsoring a team for the ALS walk, which is coming up on October 26th. So we have a current church member and have had previous church members who have been affected by ALS, and we want to support research in that area because that is a terrible disease. And so anything we can do to help with that, we invite you to either donate to that, or you can join the team. You can check out our website, christgreensboro.org/events. The ALS walk is on there, and you can register your team through the outside link provided on the website.
Yeah, and it looks like there's also a QR code in the messenger from today, the 29th.
Yes.
So you can either flip back, or if you have it in front of you, you can scan it right there.
Yeah, so good things, good ways to serve.
What about moving over to Grow?
Yes, well, let's see. We have a day treat coming up, which sounds like it's in conjunction with one of our small groups that's happening on Wednesday nights. And it is reading the sacred book of nature, and it is just an opportunity to explore how we might find God in nature, and some of the lessons that nature has to teach us. And there's going to be a sister there, and I cannot remember her name at this
fun.
second, but
Yeah.
she will be there helping lead the retreat.
Okay.
And it sounds wonderful, and I think it's right here on our campus, actually.
Nice.
Yep, it's from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. right here at the church. October 26th, it is $25 per person, and that includes a boxed lunch, and you can register for that online as well.
So another thing that I'm super excited about that we have featured in our messenger or our bulletin this week is that our United Women in Faith's Abigail Circle, which is one of our women's groups that meets on a monthly basis, they are excited and welcoming Pastor Garrett as their guest speaker on Tuesday the 8th of October. And that's at 10:30 a.m. in our disciple room. So great opportunity if you're a woman or a female in our community of faith to come and be a part of this small group, the Abigail Circle, but also if you haven't had a chance to meet Pastor Garrett yet, or you would like to hear more about his story and whatever other things that he's sharing that day, you're welcome to jump in and be a part of that. And after his kind of testimony, story, message time, the circle will meet afterwards for their business.
Yeah, and so one other thing happening in 2 weeks. So our Discover classes are back, which is a great way for you to get to know Christ Church.
Exactly.
So Discover Christ Church will be back on October 13th, and we that's where we talk about who Christ Church is, and there's also a facility tour, and you get to learn a little bit about the history. And then the following week is Discover Methodism, which is one of our pastors leads that and talks about Methodism, what that means, what it means to be a Methodist, and also what it means to be a Methodist here specifically at our church. And then the following Sunday after that is Discover Your Place, where you learn about all the opportunities to serve and small groups and all those fun things. So those are all back for the month of October.
This is such a great way, whether you've been visiting for a year plus, or you have never been here and you just want more information. I've never actually sat on these classes, but based on what I've heard about them and the feedback we've received, they're super helpful. It's a nice way to, we are a larger church. We do have quite a few people that meander and buzz about during our fellowship hour, during small group hour. But my point in that is saying this is a great way in a smaller group setting to ask for information, to get to know some of our staff and our pastoral team. So if you're ever interested, we would love to have you at one of these.
Well, and I think one of the more helpful things is because when we say it's a large church, so any given Sunday we have about 250 per service in person. But the church itself, the building, is large, not intimidating, not compared to where we just were, Church of the Resurrection, but it's very spread out. And so to just get to know the building, just to know where you're going.
Sure.
Because it took me years, and I wasn't, because we were at the preschool before we were church members. And the first few times I tried to find my way around this church, I was like, what in the world, where am I?
Sure.
I might have to leave breadcrumbs. Yeah. I was like, I don't know, it's crazy in here.
Well, and similarly, so when I started on staff, Lori was part of my hiring process, so she helped onboard me. And Lori gave me a facilities tour. Mark Ledford, our facilities director, gave me a tour. Someone else, and not because they thought I was unable to comprehend. It's just there's many hallways, and we love them all. But as a newbie, I needed that. And
we want people to feel at home here. We want them to know their way around. Of course, hopefully everybody is very friendly, and if you don't know where something is, hopefully everybody's friendly and will help you get to where you need to be. But we just, it's one of our ways, it's part of our hospitality, is just let me take you on a tour, let me show you where all the things are, because we know it's confusing. We didn't, hindsight, I was not born when this church was being built.
Barely.
Okay, Robert.
I'm just kidding. 1956 and 1970.
That was way that's way before my time. Anyway, so, it's just we started with one building, and then we added on. But which Church of the Resurrection did the same thing. We saw that.
Yeah.
Adam had this. We're talking we're best friends. Adam started with the Wesley Chapel, and it was very small. And then he outgrew that, and they built another building and a bigger space, and they outgrew that, and now they have the giant $19 million facility with the beautiful stained glass.
Yes.
But anyway, so it's just a sprawling campus, and bring your rollerblades or your roller skates or whatever, and we'll go on a tour. Actually, I'm just kidding. Wonderful. Don't bring your roller skates.
Hover rounds are welcome.
No, you might run over a small child. That would not be good. But anyway, okay, I got way off topic. Anything else, Rojo?
Well, I was just sitting here looking over the messenger, and I just really appreciate, it says in here, the flowers in the sanctuary are given in honor, to the glory of God, in honor of our wonderful and caring CMC staff by Don and Jane Cameron and their family.
That's so nice. I didn't even see that. I thought...
We often feel appreciated here on staff, and Christ Church does a wonderful job, I think, of verbalizing their thoughts and opinions, and so...
all of them.
Yes, all of them. But my point being, it's always so nice to be appreciated, and so to Don and Jane.
That was so nice. I think I even put that in the bulletin, but I think I was very sleepy. I think it was at 10 o'clock in Kansas City when I put that in there. That was very kind. Well, so we hope that you heard something that sparked your interest and you want to come see us. And if you want to learn more about Christ Church, you can visit christgreensboro.org, or
you can email us at info@christgreensboro.org, and
yes,
there you can ask specific questions or find a time that we can chat on the phone if that's more convenient for you.
And we love that you're listening to us right now. And if you're not visiting us, we would love to have you come in our building and say hello.
Yes.
Our worship services are 9 a.m. It's our contemporary worship service, 9 a.m. Traditional is at 11 a.m. in our sanctuary. And in between times, in between those services, you can come to a small group, or you can just come and hang out in the gathering space with Rojo and I. Will happily entertain you.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not always this fun. Sometimes we're more fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
Well, again, we are so grateful that you were here. Again, we are also holding close those in Western North Carolina and those that have been and will continue to see the effects of Hurricane Helena. Hurricane Helena. Mm-hmm. Right? Yes. But our thoughts and our prayers are with you, and we are grateful to be alongside you in this way.
Yes, and we hope that you have a happy and safe rest of your week, wherever you are and whatever you are doing, and know that you are loved, as Robert always says. So I took it away from you. I'm sorry.
I don't care as long as they know it.
As long as they know it. Okay, we will talk.
We'll check in with you next week.
Yes. Have a great week.
Bye, y'all.